My brothers and sisters, have you ever met someone and judged them, only to later discover that they were far more than you imagined? Today, I bring you a powerful tale from the modern world, but the lesson is as old as time itself. It is the story of Richard Sterling, a proud CEO, and David Floyd, the quiet security guard he called stupid. One bright Monday morning, Richard stormed into the grand lobby of his company, Sterling Tech. He was dressed in a fine $3,000 suit, but his face was red with anger. The turnstile had refused to let him in. Behind the desk stood David, a calm, middle-aged man in a simple security uniform. "Sir," David said politely, "your badge expired yesterday. I can issue you a temporary one." But Richard, in his arrogance, cut him off. "How hard can it be? Even someone as stupid as you should be able to fix a simple badge." The entire lobby went silent. Workers froze. Even the sound of footsteps disappeared. But David didn't shout back. He didn't flinch. He simply looked at the man before him, nodded quietly, and overrode the system. "See, was that so hard?" Richard sneered, walking past him. What Richard didn't know was that the stupid security guard he had just insulted had already spoken fluent Japanese, German, and French that same morning, helping foreign guests find their way. Yes, David, the man behind the security desk, could speak 11 languages. He once worked for the United Nations as a translator, traveling from Tokyo to Berlin, from Cairo to New York, bridging the world with words. But fate had been cruel. His wife had fallen sick, cancer. To get health insurance and stay near her family, he took a quiet job at Sterling Tech. He never told anyone about his past. He simply did his job with pride and humility. Later that day, Richard, still angry from the morning, called HR. "I want that man gone," he said coldly. "Replace him immediately." And just like that, David was fired. But my people, when pride speaks louder than wisdom, trouble follows quickly. That same afternoon, Sterling Tech was hosting a huge international meeting worth $15 million, but their translator had fallen sick, and the backup couldn't handle the complex engineering terms. Meetings were collapsing, delegates were confused, deals were slipping away. Then suddenly, the Japanese and German visitors spoke up. "Where is the man from this morning? The one at the front desk, David-san. We want him. He speaks our language." Richard froze. "You mean the security guard?" They nodded. "He was the most professional man we've met. We will not continue without him." But David was gone, fired, dismissed, humiliated. In panic, Richard called him. "David, please, I made a mistake. I need you back now." David paused on the phone, his voice calm as always. "Sir, I was terminated, but I'll be there in 30 minutes." When David walked back into the building, something incredible happened. The entire lobby erupted in applause. Employees cheered. Some even had tears in their eyes. The man everyone respected, the one who had always greeted them with kindness, had returned. Richard met him, shame written all over his face. "David," he whispered, "how many languages do you actually speak?" 11, sir," David said quietly. "I was a UN translator for 15 years." The room fell silent. Even Richard's heart stopped for a moment. In that instant, the mighty CEO realized that the man he had called stupid was a genius who had once represented nations. David went upstairs, translated effortlessly between Japanese, German, and French, and within 2 hours saved the failing deal. Not only that, he helped expand it from $15 to $25 million. The next morning, Richard returned to the lobby with a plaque in his hand. It read, "David Floyd, Security Supervisor and Chief International Consultant, fluent in 11 languages, UN Certified Translator." Richard spoke to the crowd, his voice humble. "Yesterday, I called this man stupid. Today, he saved my company. I have learned that respect is not about position or title, but about the dignity and worth in every human being. And David, he smiled. "I was proud to be your security guard," he said. "Every job has dignity." From that day, Sterling Tech changed. The CEO began eating with his employees, listening to their ideas, and treating everyone equally. Because one man, quiet, humble, and wise, had reminded him of the oldest truth of all. After the shocking events at Sterling Tech, the company became the talk of the city. News outlets ran the headline. "Security guard turned hero saves multi-million-dollar deal." David was now more than a security guard. He was promoted to chief international consultant. Yet, in his heart, he remained the same humble man who greeted everyone with a smile and a good morning. Richard Sterling, the CEO, had changed too, or so it seemed. He started holding weekly meetings with staff, sharing coffee breaks, and praising teamwork. Everyone noticed. "But you see, my people, true change is not tested in peace. It is tested in fire." 3 months later, disaster struck. Sterling Tech was accused of violating an international data sharing law. The Japanese and German partners who once trusted them were furious. Meetings were cancelled, stock prices began to fall, the board demanded answers. And when fear enters the heart, even a changed man can forget his lessons. Richard panicked. He called an emergency meeting. When David entered the room, Richard's tone had already changed. "David," he snapped, "you handled translations before. Did you share anything you shouldn't have?" The room fell silent. David looked at him, calm as always. "Sir, I have never betrayed your company, but if I may speak." Richard interrupted. "No, just answer the question." David sighed. "Sometimes trust must be stronger than panic, Mr. Sterling." Richard slammed his hand on the table. "Don't lecture me again, David. Just fix this mess before we lose everything." The words strung. The same disrespect had returned, only this time it came from fear, not pride. But David didn't argue. Instead, he asked for one day, just one day, to investigate. He worked through the night, contacting embassies, reviewing legal documents, and translating every foreign contract line by line. By dawn, he discovered the truth. It was Sterling Tech's fault. A third-party vendor had leaked data through a misconfigured server in France. David compiled every piece of evidence, prepared a report, and personally contacted the foreign partners, speaking to them in their native tongues, rebuilding the broken trust. When Richard arrived that morning, exhausted and pale, David handed him the folder. "It wasn't us," David said softly. "Here's the proof." Richard's eyes widened. "David, I don't know what to say." David smiled faintly. "You don't need to say anything, sir. Just remember what you once said. Respect is not about position, it's about people." Richard bowed his head. "You've saved us again, twice." This time, he didn't just apologize, he made a promise. He created a new department called the Human Value Initiative, designed to ensure that every employee, from janitor to director, had a voice in company decisions. And at its head was David Floyd. From that day forward, Sterling Tech became known as the company that listens. Its profits doubled, but more importantly, its people thrived. Because one man's calm wisdom had once again turned crisis into lesson. My brothers and sisters, remember this. The true measure of a leader is not how he treats people when things go well, but how he honors them when the storm arrives. Sparkles respect, trust, humility. These are not just words, they are the roots of greatness. Sparkles.